I am in Vevay, Indiana, outside of the Switzerland County Historical Museum. This is a museum that I went to when I was very young. I've always gone here, and actually it's been a record amount of time. I think it's been like almost 4 years since I've been here. So I'm excited to come back and explore the museum. So let's go check this out. There are two museum buildings. The main one is housed in the 1860 Presbyterian Church. The site was donated by Daniel Dufour. Dufours were one of the first families in the county. And this building right here is the River Museum. First, we're going to look at the life on the Ohio River Museum. The museum is in an early 1900s warehouse and has a bunch of maritime artifacts relating to Ohio River ships, trade, and transportation. I do have a separate video on the historic river town of Vevay if you're interested. These are some passenger books from old steamers such as the Wisconsin No. 2 and the UP Shank. Here's some passenger memorabilia from some of the ships. This thing's got a bullet hole in it. The steamer City of Louisville ran from 1894 until it sank in 1918. It was 307 feet long, and it was a passenger steamer that went from Louisville to Cincinnati daily. Here's some more Ohio River steamer memorabilia. There's plenty more model steamboats, such as the Hattie Brown. The Robert E. Lee was the monarch of the Mississippi, and in 1870, it achieved a steamboat speed record by beating the previous record holder, the Natchez, in a race. Vevay's river trade role was because of Captain Ulysses P. Shank, the Hay King, who immigrated to America in 1817, and he became really wealthy as a hay merchant. In 1868, two of the newest and best steamers on the Ohio or Mississippi, the United States and America, collided when the United States caught on fire. That ship quickly became a total loss, and the America ran to the shore, but still burned, and both were completely destroyed. This happened in the waters of the Ohio near Florence, Indiana, in Switzerland County. These are wharf receipts. This is a pilot wheel from the Robert T. Graham steam ferry boat. Now we're gonna head into the main Switzerland County Historical Museum in the old Presbyterian Church. The first floor is filled with antiques and set up like a very old school museum. Switzerland County does have direct connections to Switzerland, as it was primarily settled by Swiss immigrants. The county was officially established in 1814, and these early Swiss families began wine producing, making the county the first place in America to commercially produce wine. Even Thomas Jefferson, while president, had some wine produced in what would become Switzerland County. Those are some old dolls depicting early settlers Lucille de Traz and Julia Dumont. That's a weird nutcracker brought over from Switzerland. There's some carpentry tools. This teakwood clock was made in Switzerland and was used in the Schenck Mansion. Any small history museum has to have the old creepy doll collection, and these are definitely unsettling. There are some old tools that were common on the homesteads, such as the spinning wheel and some washerboards. This is one of the most treasured artifacts here, the first piano in the state of Indiana. The Muzio Clementi piano belonged to Mary Wright, who first received it while living in London with her aristocratic wealthy family. However, her father, John Wright, was threatened with debtor's prison, so they left London, forced Mary away from her lover, and moved all the way out here. They had a lot of money, and they brought the piano. John paid to have a flatboat move the piano from Pittsburgh all the way here, and they lived in a log cabin near 5 Points. Then they ran out of money, and she was distraught after finding out her lover married someone else, and she was trapped in the backwoods with this piano. All of her family died over the years, and her only source of entertainment was this piano, which she played all the time in the basement, until she finally died in 1875 at age 82. Vevay was the birthplace of the formerly famous author Edward Eggleston, who wrote The Hoosier Schoolmaster. There's some guns. A bunch of Civil War era swords and sabers, along with some rifles. The veterans section has an old Civil War drum. Like most small town museums, they have uniforms of past veterans from the county. That's a weird model and a little screw recovered from the USS Maine. Samuel Woodville, who is one of the most amazing soldiers from World War I, lived and died in Vevay. His story is amazing and I don't have time to get into it, but I wish the town would do more to commemorate him. Here's an old newspaper after his death and funeral. There's an old dentist chair. The former Vevay Deposit Bank sign is made from 24 karat gold. The former post office box was really cool. Here are some Native American artifacts. That crib formerly belonged to the Smithsonian. The Adena mound builders were in the Ohio River Valley in Switzerland County. You can still find mounds, and as displayed here, there are plenty of artifacts that have been discovered. This is the tusk of a mastodon that was found on a farm in 1927. It's deteriorated a lot, but it's still really neat. This desk belonged to well-remembered local businessman and philanthropist Paul W. Ogle. There's a penny farthing bike. This is the old electrostatic shock machine used at the Vevay High School by Mr. Henry. It was apparently used for rejuvenating students. Yikes. Now headed upstairs. I'm not sure what this sign is for or from. It mentions a second Declaration of Independence in Chicago on July 9th, 1896. I haven't been able to find anything about this event or this sign, but it's definitely interesting. This is a fancy mirror from a house that can be seen out the window when leaves aren't blocking it. The bell on top of the church still rings. This is the chapel. It is restored with its original pews, altar, stained glass, and ceiling. However, it's been a work in progress and storage room, and during this visit it was infested with quilts. There's quite a few old instruments on display in here. So it's a pretty neat local history museum, definitely worth checking out if you're in town. There's a big chunk of the old Indian Creek Iron Truss Bridge on State Road 56. I remember going on that when I was younger. Marker on Ulysses Shank, the Hay King. I am not really sure what this is. There's one of the town's historic fire bells, the fire alarm system here in Vevay. Right in front of the museum is an old fountain from 1920. So that was the Switzerland County Historical Society Museum. A really great county museum. It's been nice for me to see this place as I grow up. I've constantly come here, as I said, so it's been interesting to see how the exhibits have changed. Not too much since I've been last year, but still really great to come back. Definitely recommend if you're in Vevay or anywhere in the area, definitely worth coming to check out. So if you like this video, I have a bunch of other videos at roadside attractions, local historical museums, all sorts of stuff, so please go check out my other videos, and thanks for watching.